Hey guys, just wanted to record a quick video here to kind of regroup, show you what we have going on the rest of the semester. Just a reminder that class ends on July 30th, so that will be our final due date. All required packet tracers, tests, and the quizzes must be done by then. Right now we are in week 10 or 11. It's probably week 11. We are in the class chapter 7 is where you should be at, and chapter 7 is all about IP addressing. We'll take a look and learn about IP version 4 mainly. We'll also take a look at IP version 6 addresses. An IP address just uniquely identifies a device on a network. You can go to any Windows computer on the command prompt and you can type in ipconfig. This will show you the IP address that you have on the network. So for example, on my wireless card, I have an IP address of 192.168.1.124. That IP address uniquely identifies my laptop, and it must be unique on the network. There are no two devices that can have that same address on the network. Otherwise, if there was two devices that had the same address, we wouldn't know which one to deliver to. An IP address is essentially made up of 32 binary bits, so we also get into some binary conversions here with this. I highly recommend that you guys go through and read the Cisco curriculum. Take a look at some of these videos that I have posted for IP version 4 and IP version 6. And then if you get a chance, under week 11, I have some the practice packet tracers. The biggest ones would probably be configuring IP version 6 addressing, and then possibly doing the skills integration challenge. No quiz for this chapter 7. You can see I have it listed here, but I took that away just to kind of lessen the load here a little bit. Then moving forward into Chapter 8. Chapter 8 is all about subnetting. What subnetting allows us to do is break our network into smaller, more manageable segments. What we end up doing with subnetting is we are given an IP address for a network, and then we can take that IP address for a network and we can break it down into smaller, more manageable segments. There are two different ways to subnet. There's subnetting by location, and then subnetting by host PCs. The most common way is to subnet by hosts and PCs. I highly encourage you to watch these videos. This is probably the most difficult part for most students with the class. It's essential and very important if you're continuing on to the Cisco 2, 3, 4 classes. That would be if you are in the Cybersecurity and Computer Networks program. If you are in the Electronic Communications program or a different program taking this class, it's probably not that important. But one thing that subnetting really does do for us is it really allows us to understand what an IP address is, what the network address is, what the broadcast is. It gives us a further understanding of how that IP address is broken down. And really that's what networking is all about, is being able to deliver packets or frames to the correct destination, and how we do that is we use our IP addresses. So a pretty important chapter there. One of our biggest assignments is going to come right off of that. That was going to be under week 13, chapter 8 continued, as our subnetting quiz is what I label it. And that's actually a packet tracer assignment. So I give you a scenario here. The scenario is in a Word document. So I give you the IP address of 172.16.0.0 with a /24. And again, you'll learn all about this in chapter 7 and 8. And then we're going to subnet it for 100, 25, and 14 using the variable length subnet mask style. Once we have it subnetted out, you can list your network ID and subnet mask for each one. And then you'll also fill out this chart. You'll fill out this chart by assigning the first usable address out of your range to the interface, and you'll assign the second usable to the switch. Then you'll assign the last usable for the PC. If you get stuck on this at all, please let me know. I can hopefully break it down for you a little bit more easily, or I can record some additional videos to hopefully help you guys with this. Again, very important topic if you're going to be continuing on with the other Cisco classes. So once you have this subnetted and you have that chart filled out, then what you'll do is you'll open up the packet tracer and you'll configure your devices according to that chart that you filled out. So essentially with this one, what you're going to do is you're just going to come in and you're going to configure the interfaces with the IP addresses. Configure the interfaces with the IP addresses that you put into the chart. Same scenario I've listed here as in that packet tracer. Okay, so what you would do is you'd go onto your PC and you'd configure the IP address of this PC to correspond to what you put in the chart. Then if you take a look, like this router has 3 interfaces. So the Dickinson interface is the GI00, so whatever the first usable address was out of the Dickinson range, you go into your int GI00, and you'd give it the IP address, whatever that would happen to be. So that's worth a big chunk of points here for the class. Again, if you have questions, please let me know. If you want some extra credit, you can configure some of these things that we configured back in our Chapter 2.1, host name, banner, passwords, those sorts of things. In Chapter 9, this gets into port numbers. Only thing to do for this is to take a quiz. Chapter 11 gets into the application layer. Really the goal of this chapter is to get an idea of what all the different services that we hear about are. So what is www? What is DNS? What is DHCP? What is FTP? What do those do for us? Not that we know how to that we need to know how to configure them or things like that, but at least give us some understanding of what that stands for, what that's used for. No assignment for Chapter 10. Chapter 11 here, this gets into troubleshooting a network, pinging, trace routing, doing some show commands inside of your devices. No assignment for Chapter 11 here either. For our final test, we're going to have a hands-on final. This is going to be a packet tracer, basically configuring everything that we've done so far, doing a little bit of subnetting, configuring our interfaces with IP addresses, banners, passwords, those sorts of things. And then we also have a written final. So again, what we do here is in Chapter 8, we have our packet tracer subnetting. Chapter 9, we have a quiz. And then we have our hands-on final and our written final. So that is what, 4 different things left to be due here. I encourage you to get working on it. I know it's the middle of summer and it's been a busy class, but we only have like 3 weeks left here to get everything done. For those of you that are in town, I've been kind of kicking around the idea of maybe getting together one evening and maybe going through that packet tracer together and getting that done together. I know it doesn't work well for people that aren't around here, but if that's something that interests you, well, why don't you let me know? Shoot me an email and say, yeah, I might be interested in getting together with the class, and we can go through some of this together, and then maybe give me an idea of what night or evening or afternoon might work for you. If I get enough response back, then maybe I'll set something up, and like I said, maybe we can hammer out that packet tracer subnetting, or get started with this hands-on final or something together to give you guys some more direction with it. But that's all I had. If you have questions, please let me know, and thanks for watching.